I think the main thing, and you point out that difference, is to create strength and diversity, and to show people that you can join in or connect with communities that are different in your own already established community slash clique slash class group even. But we've got a space where different class groups intermingle, and someone who's like who has this set of interests which is so antithetical to another person's group of interest, can find each other in the space and realize that they can form community with each other. But you'll come on one day and you'll have an audience that looks very different than you coming on a different day, because we're a community center, which means that we don't close our doors to anyone. So I think what we've been able to do is bring together different communities to intermingle with each other.
But I think the big thing for me has always been to say, in taking the space into consideration, it's important that when you take into the space into consideration, that money is not the first thing that you think about as a business owner. Start to think about how do you drive value, because we have seen a number of large organizations with billions of rands of pockets to go into these markets, splashing out all over the scene, only for them to fold in the next 2 to 3 years. Which then says that if you want to operate within the space, you must operate with trust, you must operate with a singular mindset that is focused on delivering the highest levels of value. And then I think most importantly, you need to then make sure that when you operate within the space, you then adopt an inclusive mindset in and around empowerment, job creation, and impact. But I think the big thing for me is really impact, because the very ethos of the township community is centered around Ubuntu, and that is who we are as Africans, and that is who we are as South Africans. Doesn't matter the race, but we operate primarily on that particular base.
Coming together as organized young people, you don't even have to stress much about money, because now we start to talk about things that can improve our lives, things that can improve our communities. Like I've mentioned before, you then sometimes identify projects on the ground to say, okay, let's take our phones, let's take pictures, videos, talk about our settlement, talk about our challenges. That's in that way, you're shifting your mind from remembering that you have finance problems. There are things that you cannot afford. There are things you want to do, but financially you can't. So you shift your mind to concentrate or focus more on other things that can be impactful for the community, impactful for young people, not just only for yourself. Because you can only imagine if you are if you are struggling, how other young people are struggling and who's there to motivate them. So sometimes you need to be the voice of the voiceless, and let's say call young people together, be organized, let's do something with our life. We came together as young people and say, from where I come from in Orange Farm, our streets don't have names. We realize many people will die inside their house, will call the ambulance and they not arrive in time. So that's when we started to say, from the little that we have from our saving, let's take 50 rand to buy a paint. Let's name our street. Let's engage the community to say, let's name our street. They started naming our street so that it's easy access for the emergency to reach the community.
Community it's how we move forward, really. It's because you think community just keeps you here, keeps you grounded. Community also pushes you forward. And the best part with the internet is that we get to make our own communities. Communities is like it's the cousins that you actually get to choose. Community will give you the support and encouragement you need. They'll also give you that thing of going, oh, I need someone to move my couch. That's why we have community, so that you know someone with a party that can help you move your couch.
To expand my business into teaching more young women and young boys how to crochet, because crocheting is a skill that no one can take away from you. Crocheting is a skill that even when times get hard, if you are offered the chance to get that wool, get that hook, if you have that skill in you, you will be able to make means of having your own business and having your own income. I remember at the NGO I worked at Zenzele, when my manager actually found out that I knew how to crochet, she shared a story of how there was a lady called Lisa that came and actually taught the grannies of our community how to knit. And my manager was like to me, I'm going to take you to someone I know and we're going to ask her story. And when we went to that young girl, she explains that her grandmother was actually one of the people who were taught how to knit by Lisa, and her grandmother later taught her how to knit, and she's now living off that skill. She's now able to run her own business and take care of her siblings. So in that sense, I saw it as an opportunity to also give back to the community, as much as it won't be much, but in this time and age, one has to have a certain skill. And if you have that skill, it's yours, no one's going to take it away from you.